Yes, my people, welcome back to another episode of Where's My Podcast. And today we are joined by another special guest, somebody I've wanted on the platform for a while, but we're finally making it happen. I'm with my guy Chris, the founder of One Figures. Chris,
Brother, man, thank you for having me, boys.
thank you, bro.
My boy.
Been a long time coming, man.
Come on.
But I feel like we're about to talk at the right time.
No, definitely. I feel like I'm here. The time is right. The feelings are right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, let's just have the chat, bro, for sure.
And obviously, being somebody that watches the pod, listens, you know how every convo starts. I pretty much just say why the guest, you are in the chair.
Bro.
And bro, there's a number of reasons, man. You know, we've locked in with each other from maybe about 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
And I've always made sure to tell you how much I appreciate what you've done
Yeah.
for the scene that we have now.
Yeah.
Like, I remember way before we started Where's My TV, I saw everything you was doing. I've seen kind of One Figures from the beginning. By me, I don't know whether it's knowing people from East or just feeling what you were creating.
Yeah.
And one thing I've loved about One Figures is how you've been able to balance making a brand that's so tied to where you're from,
Yeah.
whilst also being able to make it relevant to others.
Yeah.
And I feel like not many people have been able to strike that balance.
Mhm.
And I definitely want to delve into to find out why and how you've been able to do that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you've been in the game for 10 years now. Congratulations, bro.
Thank you, my brother.
You've picked up a huge amount of knowledge, of course. You've done big things.
Mhm.
And naturally, bro, I just want to talk about it, man, and give you the opportunity to
Yeah.
speak about what's gone into that. Because most people wouldn't know, bro.
Facts,
You get me?
yeah.
It takes a graft.
For sure. Like, so, bro, 10 years, but really it was 10 years a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? But 10 years officially, One Figures. And to touch on something that you said, how have I been able to like navigate building a community-led brand, but then also making it like appealing for others? I just say it's authentic, bro. You know what I'm saying? The story remains the same, resonates with a number of people. There's communities everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like my story could resonate with someone that's coming up, someone elsewhere going through different things. I've lived in different walks of life, whether that be like my professional life or work life or creative life. So there's tons of experience, you know what I'm saying? So all of that in a melting pot stirred up is crazy.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, and thank God for allowing me to like just be this person and take this journey. You know what I'm saying? Because when you don't start, you can't finish. You know what I'm saying? And we're like, I'm not saying we're finished because we're not, we're far from finished. But bro, you can't move in a parked car. You know what I'm saying? The car has to be on, engine on, everything on, going on. So you won't learn how to drive if you don't attempt how to drive, you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't fear much.
I can tell, bro.
I don't fear
I
much.
can tell. But obviously, you mentioned community, and naturally, I want to take it back to the beginning.
Yeah.
So who is Chris? What sort of community did you grow up in?
Chris was born in Southwest, actually.
Is it?
Yeah. He was born in Kensington, Chelsea, Westminster, Kensington.
You was shit. That you know that's what man's for a minute.
I was
Okay, no wonder we can. Okay, it makes sense. Yeah.
Chelsea, Westminster, Kensington. I moved to Hackney when I was like 4. Always lived in Hackney from then. Went primary school in Hackney, went secondary school in Hackney, went college in Haringey, Tottenham, went uni in Greenwich, then stayed in London, done uni over there. And I'd say I've always been like a likable character or even unlikable character. I think that's given me the edge and the longevity to remain. You know what I'm saying? People have picked what they've picked from me. I'm picked what they've picked from me. You know, I feel like I always serve my community because I believe like we're put on earth to serve like naturally. That's just what we do. And growing from where I'm growing from, my mum's always been like, we have to serve. You understand? However you choose to serve is up to you, but serving is what we do. You know what I'm saying? And I obviously took that to a different place. And yeah, bro, like I've always been into like sports, art. From a young age. I knew that I was gonna be someone. To what capacity I didn't know, but definitely something special. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a spiritual person, so like I get the signals from God regular. So whether it's happening now or happened before or going to happen, I'm living it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I've just been me, bro. Like not too much of another person because I don't know how to be another person. You know what I'm saying?
You only know how to be you.
Definitely.
And it's so interesting that you speak about yourself in that way because that's what likened me to you. Like, even in the days where I didn't know you and I saw the brand and then I saw you, I wanted to like the brand even more because of you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And to go more in depth about your community, we're all from different communities,
Yeah.
and it impacts us in different ways.
Yeah.
But not everybody can say that they hold their community as close to their heart as you do.
Okay.
So how comes Hackney is so special and important to you?
It gave me a lot, bro. Like, a lot of things happened first in Hackney for me. So naturally, like, it was just a space where I felt like there was so much potential. This is pre gentrification. Like, we've always had loads of talent, but what has happened in Hackney that I could say that I've seen, people might not agree, is we always have like bubbling potential, but no one goes bang. Like, there might have been a few, like there has been a few actually, but there's not many of us, but then so much of us are talented. Like, there's so many secondary schools that I could mention now where I could name 10 people that are so sick at bare different things, but do they do that now? They don't. Do you know what I'm saying? So I felt like if I'm gonna take this torch of one figures around the world, they're not gonna not know about Hackney, because Hackney shaped me, let me know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? It has got its negative connotations, but then it's also got very positive connotations. You know what I'm saying? And I like to feel like I am a part of the positive. So why not steer the positive? Do you understand? So, like, I know a lot of people might see it and be like, oh yeah, but da-da-da-da. But yeah, man, there's a bunch of us going hard, like, from Hackney, literally. So yeah, man.
And it's been that way. Hackney's it rings bells in London, and it always has.
Definitely. And it's not massive, bro. Do you understand? Like,
In
Hackney,
comparison to other boroughs.
bro, it's very small. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very small, and it's like a hub of like super skilled, highly skilled people, you know, from different areas, different skin tones, etc., that perform at a high level. So it's like, why not shine this light on my people? You know what I'm saying? I feel like whoever gets to the highest should be saying, yo, here's the rope. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't always work that way.
Facts.
Yeah.
Sorry to fixate on Hackney, but why do you think that's the case then? Why do you think Hackney creates or fosters such creativity and potential?
Good question. I don't know, bro. I feel like there's just a lot of room for expression. Like, whether you're good at ball, whether you're good at art, whether you're good at singing. I remember coming up, I went Hackney 3, we had a football club. Rising Tide was, pardon me, Rising Tide was round the corner, literally like across the road from the school. You can go in there, use the studio. Hackney 3 had their own studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was art, there was loads of different like extracurricular things you could do to tap into your talent. Whether you took it somewhere was up to you, but there was always opportunity to. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that is like a great board to start with.
Yeah.
That's why people are sick. You know what I'm saying? That's how we got sick athletes. Bro, I know enough people that should have been athletes. Well, Hackney 3 used to mash up pentathlon. If people know what that is, like, that should have been athletes doing a mazza. Didn't get to, but the potential was there. And I feel like with potential, it's about how you harness it. You know what I'm saying? How you look after it and how it grows. So that's the part where I feel like people kind of fall off. But the early part, evident, skill is there. Definitely.
100%. And I've spent some time in Hackney before, and it's so interesting you made the point about people being able to express, because I would say that's one of the main things I kind of thought about whilst I was there, whatever. And I think some of that comes down to the fact that with Hackney, it's not too far from City of London. You've also got a lot of parts of Hackney that have been gentrified from a while back. And I think, obviously, gentrification, that's a whole nother conversation, but sometimes it can come with some benefits in the sense that you're exposed to different types of people. And I feel like that's kind of helped impact the fact that different people from within Hackney are kind of feel more free to kind of choose the type of person they want to be.
Yeah, I'd say yes and no, because like you said, gentrification has had its negatives and positives. Like, a negative being they knocked down loads of flats, built down new flats, people didn't get rehoused. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's blood on people's hands, like, or council hands, do you understand? But positive ones where, you know, they've been able to redo my old school, and now it looks crazy, and now they've got super facilities to then obviously now harness that potential that we spoke about and that skill, and obviously take it further. You understand? So it comes with the left and the right. So
100%.
yeah,
By the way,
man.
I'm not no proponent for gentrification, just putting that out
Not
there.
at all.
But yeah, so let's take it back to Chris. When did, let's say, obviously growing up in Hackney, you were a young man doing your thing, whatever you're doing. When did like style come into the picture?
Yeah. I'm Congolese.
Okay, so it's from
So
day one.
naturally, like my dad's brethren, like them man were top stylers.
I see that picture on your Instagram still.
They were top stylers. So like from young, even my mum like exposed to loads of colours, fabrics, cuts, like hairstyles, a way of living, a braggadocious way of living, like a lifestyle, etc. So like music played a part, huge part. Watching music videos and Congolese music videos, but then also watching British music videos and how the different dress senses that kind of coincided together. And it was just like, bro, when you're young, black, good at sports, and you know, popular, you just want to look good, bro. Did you get it? You want to wear a nice tracksuit and fresh trainers, but if you can't wear a nice tracksuit, make sure your trainers are fresh. That was rule number one. I could wear meaty top and bottom, but my crep was always top. So when man was that young, it was more so what you wore on your feet rather than what was on your actual, you know what I'm saying, torso and legs. Then obviously you get older and, you know, you start making a bit of money, and then you start investing in pieces that, you know, that you have till now. Do you understand? So it was just about copying that ideology of like, you know, we work hard, but then you also play hard, but then you also dress harder. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So was you known as somebody that was stylish, yeah?
From young, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like non-school uniform day was a shutdown.
Okay, that was your
Gara.
mufti day, was your thing.
Gara.
Everyone's waiting to see what Chris was coming in
It was
wearing.
top.
Yeah.
It was top.
So, and the reason I asked that question is because often I feel like that's part of the reason why people decide to start brands. Like, because they realize that, okay, people kind of fuck with what they're wearing, but more so they kind of realize the fact that clothing can have an impact.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what sort of things influenced you starting the brand, and was that one of them?
Yeah and no. I think what more so led me to like start wanting to have a brand was just I was interested in business first. Like, I just wanted to know how things worked, who the controllers were, and how they're able to like navigate. You understand? So like my early like openings was like watching the Music Man on Channel U, and then obviously they had all like the logo t-shirts. So you had like Boy Better Know, Star in the Hood. You had Scorch had his own thing. Marvel had their, everybody that back then it was fierce for like clothes. Sick. I used to think, bro, like all of these men, they're local, they're like North London, like, and then the South man had their stuff, and I was just like, yo, like, how do they get this? Like, how is this happening? You understand? So that was just me being a nerd, staying after school, using the computer, and just researching. And I always say, big up my bro Tolson, like he was he still is an artist, makes music. And one time he just said, yo, like, so-and-so get their stuff made here, you know? And it was like, bro, it's only in Edmonton. Cool. And obviously that just meant that I had to take the train, leave school, 2:45, get the train from Hackney Downs all the way there. And then like just go to this shop, N9 Design. And it was just like a woman and a man and a dog. And I'm fucking scared of dogs, I swear.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, sorry. And I'm scared of dogs, like, and I'm just there, like, just, like, oh, can I get this t-shirt made? I remember, like, having to, like, literally pencil the t-shirt out and the graphic. And then I forgot the graphic at Yarn. It was on a USB. Had to go back, get the thing the next day, and then get it printed. And then that was the birth of Keep It Rageous, KIR. You know what I'm saying? That was, like, early 08, 09. And then that's how, like, I've locked him, like, Ollie Greeno, I call him Greeno, but he does like all the biggest, like any album you probably see, there's only like a couple of them that do them, and we was working from back then, locked in from back then. So
When you say album, what? Artwork?
artwork, so like all artwork, creative design, etc., direction he does. But we was working from 2008, 2009. He done the first Keep It Rageous like logo, like, and you know, and back then I had no like super business mind, so it was just about, yo, this is this design that we've got here, and yo, well, like it's actually in my hand now. It's actually a tee. I can actually feel it, type thing. I remember like when I wore the first one, I think the first colorway was Keep It was white and Rageous was green. And we was going somewhere, and I remember like going to my brethren Dylan, like was outside his yard, and everyone was like, raw. Because I remember on Facebook, I used to have the vector.
Oh, okay.
Getting mad. And everyone's like, yo, this is sick. And for them to actually feel it, like actually see it, this guy ain't fucking about.
Because you were like the first person that they would have seen actually do that.
Probably, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I could see the reaction on their face, like, yo, this guy's the man. He actually went and found the Da Vinci Code, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's top. So, yeah, bro, I think it was just that excitement, and then like how to like reel it in more so.
Do you know what I love most about that story, Chris? The fact that you saw something and you just worked backwards. Like, and the reason I have to mention that is because back then when you were doing it, the internet wasn't what it is now.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Everything was harder. Like nowadays, anybody can type up screen printer and that's it. There's one on your road. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm showing you, like, I remember bro gave me the number or the address. The first time I went there, I missed this bit out. The first time I went there, it was closed. Okay. Or no. They were closed, but they were open because they were doing t-shirts for Skepta and Jamie, whatever, I know. Because that was where they was absolutely shutting it down. Like, yeah, no, we're not taking no orders, And I'm like, but I've come here with my 15 quid lunch money or whatever it is. I just want to get my tea done.
You just wanted one t-shirt?
But thank God though, like, I didn't even have the USB. So really, I wasn't prepared. So that was God signaling like, yo, go backyard, prep up yourself, and then go make a good account. And then, yeah, like, pick them up. We was working for years, bro. For years. Like, when I started Figures again properly, or started Figures actually, they were the first suppliers. So it was sick to reconnect with them as an adult.
Yeah, that's a proper full circle moment still.
Definitely.
What was Keep It Rageous though? Like, when you say it was from a business perspective, was your goal to just make money off of this slogan?
You know what it was, bro? When I was younger, I used to go to my cousin's house a lot in Walthamstow. And all like Walthamstow was mad different to Hackney. Slang was different. They dressed different. They were a little bit fly, I'll be real.
Yeah.
Like, it was just easier there. And then they used to always say, oh yeah, that's rageous. That's rageous. I'm young, innit? And obviously my cousin, so I would have been in like year 8 or 9. He would have been in like year 11.
But that's a big difference them times though.
Man, I just like, yo, that's rageous. Yeah, that girl, she's rageous. I'm like, rageous, that sounds sick. So I've taken rageous to Hackney. And I didn't really know the meaning like that per se. Like,
you just knew it was a good thing.
Yeah. So then I just said, I'm gonna put this on a tee. And I remember when I put it on a tee and then I wore it around them, and they were gassed. They were like, yo, yeah, you need that. And then, where'd you get that from? And I was like, got something here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was sick.
Nah, I love stories like that, sick, man. It's so pure. Back then it was so pure because obviously you probably look back like, considering everything you've done with Figures, the designs you've done, the level you've taken it to, you might look back sometimes and think, wow, that in terms of a design, it was literally just a logo.
But it was just words.
Yeah, but it's like, it meant something.
And back then, it wasn't even really per se about how intricate the design was, what the fit was, or the GSM was, whatever. No one cared about that, bro. They just wanted things that they saw on the internet. Can you make this t-shirt? Because anyone could design on there. There was designers, and there were sick ones, but it's about can you, and also even now, like when I work with designers and they might do the maddest thing, and then I show them the sample and they're like, yo, you got that made. And I'm like, yeah, bro, that's my bit. You understand? So it's a real like partnership, like treehouse type stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a real journey. I feel like people just think like you sample something up, mock it up, whatever, and then it's just done. Doesn't really work like that. Yeah.
Keep It Rageous. Now, that's
Rageous,
funny. So how long would you say you had Keep It Rageous before you decided to start a different brand?
Keep It Rageous was coexisted with another like brand called Can You See It Like Me?
Yes, that's the one I had heard of still.
Can you scan like me? So can you scan like me? Started from my brethren's yard. B, one of my closest friends, my best friend, and we were just in his yard one day, and it was just like I had no internet, and I used to always go to his house to use the internet, and I was just like, I remember I was watching like some other youths from like South and that, and they were skankers. I was like, oh, we do the same thing, but they ain't got no clothes. I was like, oh yeah, well we can get clothes. Again, I shouted the wizard.
Wait, when you say skankers, what do you mean?
Like, Funky House was prominent back then, innit?
Okay.
So like everyone was dancing.
Yeah.
So like we'd be dancing.
Hey, that's purer times, you know.
Do you understand?
Because man aren't even allowed to dance these days.
Yeah, so that man was just dancing, was just young black boys just dancing. Like big up my bro Dylan as well, because he was also involved. And
yeah, you Congolese boys, you love a dance.
We was just like going to dances and doing our thing, and I feel like that's a pure part of my history. Like when I look back at it, I'm not ashamed. Like it was just something that we done that again was like a carbon footprint to what I am now. You understand? So I appreciate that happened, because sometimes people look back at that stuff and be like, oh, it's a bit cringy and but I look back at it and I think, you know what, because maybe I had to be this skanker guy to be this Chris Figueres guy
100%.
down the road, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
So I appreciate that. But yeah, Can You Skank Like Me was the one that propelled more, because it was more like, I'd say, lady friendly.
Okay.
Keep It Rageous, it was in big, bold text, and ladies didn't really get the rageous word, and maybe they didn't just understand what it was. But Can You Skank Like Me? Women skanked, girls, boys skanked, we all skanked. So it's just like, yo, we got this there, we're gonna do this. I was taking orders, and that's when I was like, raw, okay, making the teas for about a £5. Okay, selling it for about £12, making a little change, and it kept me busy, innit? Because obviously I was playing football at the time as well. So like I knew like Monday to Wednesday was ball, Thursday to Saturday was t-shirts. So you could only do orders from about Wednesday, because that's the only time that I was able to put the order in, so you can have it by the next week Wednesday. Okay. So we did this. I did
7-day turnaround. That's decent.
So right back then, innit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A lot of cardio, like a lot of late nights. I remember getting in trouble, like coming home late and that, because again, I'm not getting super minimums. I'm getting light minimums, and obviously they're working and they're getting super minimums. It all got to a point where like my man was fond of me so much, he was just doing my stuff first and then doing the bigger stuff later. Do you understand? Because he just knew that there was something that was clicking for him. Like, yo, this young guy keeps coming in his school uniform. Like, I wasn't even getting changed, bro. Like, zip up my jacket and I'm on the train, bumping the train. Sorry.
This story reminds me of Paid in Full so much.
Do you get me? Bumping the train.
This story reminds me of Paid in Full, which makes a lot of sense considering the things you've done going forward. But
yeah,
let me let you continue.
Like, just doing that, and that taught me like supply and demand in a great way, because obviously we've all been exposed to like whatever other way. So this was my way of like, you know what, I could do this and I'm not getting in trouble, and it's cool, and people are like happy at the fact that they got this tangible item that they can have for it. Bro, I bucked a man. If I'm lying, I'm dying. I bucked a man. I was at work on a train. Where was I? King's Cross. Man stopped me. I don't even know bro's name. Just like, yo, bro, I remember back in the day I messaged you on Facebook and you made a t-shirt for me. I still got a t-shirt. Man showed me the t-shirt, bro. And I was like, yo. And this is early morning commute where your mind's just and I was like, yo. My bro was like, yeah, man. Like, thank you for that, bro. Like that t-shirt, And I was just like, raw. Like to put that impact. But that was years ago, bro. I'm 29 now. You understand? I probably made that t-shirt when I was like 15. Nearly 15 years, you understand? To still have it and treasure it how you do, that's top.
That's such a good learning, because it's like, to other designers listening, they need to think about how they can create things that are that meaningful to people.
I don't think you know it's meaningful when you create it.
I didn't. That's just a T, bro. It's a T. I think it said, I don't even remember what it said, but it said something. But I think it was more so the fact that he remembered I done it. So that meant that he was like, yo, like I still follow your page and I see what you're doing with figures and and he's all got a family and You know what I'm saying? So like people that have followed the journey have also lived their journey and are flourishing and are sick. It just shows you how rich and like organic the brand is. Do you understand? That it's been able to, God willing, be long, like, you know what I'm saying? Be however long it is at the moment.
So you know how you said you don't think you know it's meaningful when you're creating it. Therefore, do you think that designers shouldn't necessarily try to aim for that?
Give it a connotation. I think musicians know when they make a banger, innit? I think you know when you make a banger, but with clothes, it's about how everyone else perceives it.
Also with music, also because artists, I'm sure there's artists that have bangers that think, oh yeah, that song's done better than this song. Whereas I've got products that I've dropped and I'm like, oh, I thought that was gonna do better than this because I had my eyes set on this and I've done this with this, but I didn't really do that with that, and that's gone mad. So I don't know if you know. If people are, there could be designers that know, I big them up, but my, I guess, intuition or foresight or whatever isn't that strong to know like that's gonna be the hit maker there. Do you know what I'm saying? But you should design with intention anyway. So whatever you produce should be hard, whatever it is. So even if it's not your hardest, it should still be cold.
Yeah.
You understand? Whatever leaves my lab, bro, has to be top. If it's not top, it's not coming out. It's done.
And then the world kind of does the rest in terms of the people that buy it make it meaningful.
You know, like, bro, there's things that haven't sold for me sick, but that is hard. It's hard. I'm going to tell you it's hard because I know it's hard because I made it. I know who designed it. I know what process went, how it was done. And the people that have it, like, I've never had an issue with like people that getting the product and been like, bro, it's more or less like you get the product. Sorry, you don't hear about the product. That's been like a one figures Achilles heel like over the years. Like you just don't hear about the product. Like I know I had a guy that was getting stuff from me that lived Quay, and he's like, yo, I'm coming with my brethren next time. Then I come with my other brethren, and bro, I had like 6 cars outside the HQ because the trackies were cold.
Which trackie was it?
It was the
baby blue one?
No. It was the black and white one with the logo on the chest. So it was like a soft fleece material. I think that's when we started working with like the new manufacturer, and it had like a raised print. Just a clean cut tracksuit, sports tracksuit, and that resonated with the people. So yeah, man, whatever I like to design and gets the green tick is hard.
So obviously that's the best segue to kind of move into one figures. You achieved everything you achieved with Keep It Rageous, and obviously Can You Skank Like Me.
Yeah.
Now it's like you want to start almost, don't want to call it a brand, but a brand. What was the thought process behind all of that, and why did you decide to do it?
Wasn't much, bro, I'll be real.
Go on.
One figures kind of started like personal journey. My name figures, going around like my brothers in North London, like, and they'd say, yo, one figures.
Yeah, that's what I call you.
And it was clicking. I was like, right, one figures. I went on holiday with my other brethren, and like I was throwing a figures party before that, and I was just like, yo, it'd be sick if we can have like merch for the figures party. And shout out Renee, she made the first like 1F logo, and
it's a cold logo.
Sick, because I think, again, talking about things and not knowing what they would do, like, she didn't know what it would do. I didn't know what it would do. But 10 years later, we're hearing it. You know what I'm saying? It was such a great segue, like, for the both of us, like a sick catalyst. But she made that, I remember at the time, like, 9-4, my year of birth, Goose was the drink we was drinking out there in Ibiza. And yeah, blood, like, just put it together. I remember sending it to someone. They leaked it.
Only God knows why.
Went mad. And it's just like, okay. And then we kind of had like some traction. And I was like,
what, just off of the logo?
Yeah, bro. Like, and obviously, I think I kind of gave it like a premiere. Like, I think I posted something on Gram, like, yo, this is the logo that I'm going to be using for merch and figures party. And if you see this, let it be recognizable, etc. So people were aware that that logo was going to be something that I'm going to roll with, innit? And then we done like black, white. And then we done like black, red. And they were selling out. And I was like, oh, okay. And at the start, I didn't really want to do no like clothing brand because I was kind of like, not turned off, but I was just like, I'm not sure if I'm ready for business. Like, business is just a whole different game. And yeah, it kind of just happened, bro. Bam. So
it was just meant to be merch for the party?
Pretty much.
And why do you think people coveted it so much?
It was a good party. It was a good party.
What, did you sell the merch after the party?
Nah, bro, we sold the merch before the party, so you was able to buy the merch and then receive it at the party and get changed and wear it if you wanted to. So I think that was sick. I don't know what it was, bro. Maybe people bought into the concept of the Figures party, concept of Chris Figures. I don't know, bro. Like, it's a blessing from God. I don't know. I ain't really ever like tried to work it out neither. Do you understand? So it's just like it happened, and okay, so how are you gonna deal with this now, bad man? Like, what's the next move? And that's been business for me for ages until I kind of grasped it, because it was like, if I was to start a brand tomorrow, it's easy work. I know what to do, I know how to do it, it's easy. But starting a brand off a high, because I call it high, is very difficult, because you have to rein it all in, set the foundations. Remember, I'm setting foundations whilst the product is on the streets. It's live. I haven't even been able to do certain things. People have it already. Do you understand? Like, I was working without a website for about a year until I had to.
For a whole year?
Yeah, bro. It was just hand to hands. Snapchat, this, da 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 da. Then we done the big cartel, had the big cartel, and then moved to like Shopify in like 2015 or 16 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot. That's why when we speak about community, I've locked in with a lot of humans, like a lot of real people. This ain't been an internet stuff. Like, it's just been, you've met Chris Figures, you know who he is, I know who you are, and a lot of my customers that shopped with me back then still shop with me now. Thank God.
That's crazy though, considering how long it's been.
Thank God.
But I think I just want to track back a bit, because I think there's so much beauty or magic in people just buying into just this logo that they've seen. Like, especially with how you mentioning how you've done it, because I didn't necessarily see parties doing that. I never saw that like that.
I think it was more like where did I see it? Was it like an American thing? I don't remember. I remember just seeing like something, and they had like uniform, and also at the time I had a lot of my brethren that were making music. So I was like, it'd be sick if we turn out to the shows all in the same stuff, and we were for years. Like, eventually, that was just my vision. Like, it'd be sick if we had musicians, if we had brands, and we had everything in-house. Like, everything was running in-house. Do you understand? So obviously, when they're buying into the musician, they're buying into the brand. Because what's this guy wearing? Oh, he's wearing One Figures. Oh yeah, it's sick. Boom, 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 boom. You understand? And obviously, S&E was touring the whole place. So you could see the clothes on a real person in real time, all the time. You understand? And I'm speaking to everyone, speaking to your punters real life. Do you understand? So it's like that connection is then what led for the brand to grow how it did. And then also when we did the first pop-up, the reactions that we got. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm just really enjoying letting you talk, because you're answering so many of the questions that I kind of wrote down that I was going to ask. In terms of, I was going to talk about how
I'm more surprised you ain't even got them on you.
No. Obviously, man's used to this now, innit? And I just tried to remember. But I feel like from the outside looking in, looking back through everything you've done, community is something that stands out so easily in terms of people want to show out for Figures. Do you know what I'm saying? People feel a part of Figures. And I was going to ask how you were able to do that. And obviously, naturally, with the story you're telling, it makes sense. You was there in person. Do you know what I mean? You also had the brand on people that other people bought into as well. And naturally, that created an organic community.
Like, if I was to split myself, like Chris Figures, the character, if you were to call him a character, a lot of people buy into him, like, and not in a bad way, like, you understand, respectable guy, been able to do certain things for certain people. I don't tell much people no. Do you understand? So I don't ask so much neither. I just ask that you respect the business and you respect what's going on, and that's it. Do you understand? So like, I feel like when good people want to see good people win, I can't call myself a good person because I think that's for other people to say. Do you understand? But it's kind of evident that the business or the brand gets super love in real life. Online is okay and it's great and blah, 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 but I'm more attentive to like the real life interactions. that people coming in from crazy. I remember I had a customer come in from Wales, bro. They just wanted me to sign the brim of the snap. Yo, I bought this online and yeah, who the hell am I? Cause like, you know what I'm saying?
All now, have you been able to decipher why people want to do that?
No.
Have you tried to?
No.
How comes?
Don't want to.
Why not?
I feel like I just need to be myself.
Okay. And you think if you do find out, you can then...
You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you do find out, you try to change things or you try to like manufacture things and maybe try and increase it. I am who I am in it. I can only be who I can be. So for as long as I could be who I could be, that's who the public are going to get. Do you understand? And if I feel like it's getting too much for myself, then I reel it back in. Like I said, people buy into your world. Like they're not buying into someone else's world. You see the clothes on people and you see the clothes on myself. So if you like it and you like the idea, you like the concept, you like what we represent, then you buy into it. If you don't and something else is for you, then you go buy into something else. Understand? So that's how I see it.
You know what, Chris, you mentioned something really important in terms of, you spoke about translating the real life interaction to online.
Yeah.
And naturally, that's such a difficult thing. But once you get that right, it's like, that's when you're gone.
Of
you
course.
feel me? So in what ways did you attempt to do that with One Figures, particularly in the early days? And what sort of challenges came with that?
I think before I answer that, it's hard because this whole thing is an internet game, bro. It's an internet game and it's internet money. And sadly, when One Figures was never, I wouldn't even say sadly, it's not sad because we're here. But when we was obviously incorporated and going strong, it was a real life thing. Again, you got things like lockdown that happened that made people more reclusive, etc. So that real life activations didn't happen as much. You understand? Like I've come from a place where I used to throw the figures party quite regular. I used to meet people that were buying the brand at the party. You understand? So that's the connection that I had with my community. So, sorry, what was your question again?
How did you attempt to translate that real life community to online, to the digital world, and what difficulties came with that?
It was just more so like, again, like creating like spaces where people could exist. So like One Figure street team and like an online community. We had like a page where, you know, cool in 1F, like people that wore their clothes and took pictures. If we couldn't feature them on the main page, we'd feature them on that page, and just giving people like, you know, a spotlight to wear their clothes and feel like, yo, this brand that I wear appreciates me. Do you understand? I feel like if you was to get product from a brand and they reposted you on their story, you think like, bro, okay, sick, they've seen it. Do you understand? So it's just more about the visibility of like showing people that, yo, we see you. Yeah, we've dispatched your order, you've taken your time out, put on your good clothes, put on your One Figures, taken a picture. So yes, we are gonna repost you because you're sick and we appreciate you. So I think it's just about building that online presence and relationship with consumer is what we had to learn really quickly. But it's a different skill because it's not the same as real life.
100%, particularly for someone like you who I can tell thrives in real life. Do you know what I'm saying? You feel most comfortable.
I mean, like, real life is just easier, isn't it? It's just an easier way to exist. And, you know, there's no pretending in real life. Like I could see your face, look at you, speak to you, feel your energy. Whereas some people are obviously behind the keyboard and you don't even know what they say. They could be bloody sticking their tongue out when they're speaking to you or saying some curse words. You wouldn't have a clue. But they've said LOL, so everything feels fine.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Speaking of the early days of One Figures, I'm just thinking back to the stuff I remember.
Yeah.
And it's interesting speaking about your early days in terms of can you skank like this and keep it rageous. One thing I think you're incredibly good at is coming up with almost like slogans that people buy into. Like one of the first things I remember seeing is the 9 girls only hats.
Okay.
I was like, oh my days, what is this? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, because I didn't say anything about One Figures, I had no clue. Do you know what I'm saying? But the phrase was so pertinent that so many people wanted it, including me. Unfortunately, I didn't get one. But then also you had the I'm broke baby thing, obviously from Paid in Full. And now we see that so referenced, but I never really saw it referenced like that before you do it. How do you go about creating those type of moments, like leveraging those type of slogans. Like, how did you know to do those things?
I still do it now, but I'm outside, bro. Outside, like I learn the terms, I live with the terms. Understand? So I can't sit down and say I know exactly if I put this sentence on a t-shirt, it's gonna go mad. But it's about, like I said prior, like trying, bro. Like I'm broke, baby. We got my boy Triple A. We did that in his living room. It was just we was just trying a bunch of stuff, and we was like, oh, this looks alright. Went and got a sample. Again, just went mad. And that's like one of the most sold t-shirts that we've ever had, ever. You understand? So it was just like trying thing. Nangels only. Nang is a word we used a lot in East London Hackney slang, primary school, secondary school. It just means sick, wicked, whatever. Do you understand? And obviously, I think again, I was in a space where I wanted to make more lady focused stuff. So I made that hat. I designed the hat. Big up Chibs. Chibs designed the hat for the women. But men were like, yo,
Man, need that.
I need that. And I was like, okay. So then obviously giving it some of the man them, and it went mad. So that was just like a different, like a left as well, which was sick. So I think I've been blessed with like just being able to, put things together and make them look good in a way and push a message. I still get messages about that hat now.
Real talk, bro. I don't think you'll ever stop getting that.
Yeah, I'll probably never bring it back though.
How comes? It was a moment, and
so, yeah, and it's just, if you still got the hat, it's sick. But yeah, we've kind of moved past that.
It's really become like that Nine Girls Only hat and the I'm Broke Baby stuff, that hoodies and the sweaters has really become like an archive piece now.
Definitely, bro.
Vintage.
If you've got a broke, but we did Broke Baby stuff up until the last pop up. When was the last pop up? 2022.
Yeah, like we had pieces, bro, baby pieces. Like if you said the right things, I had it in the back. I didn't really have it at the front because I didn't want it to be like, oh my god. Yeah. But yeah, those probably will never come back to you. Yeah. Again, I've got people that like have different iterations of the jumper. Like first bit, then we changed it to like a 3M, then we made it like a solid white, then we done like a silver. Then we done like a pink and a green puff print. There was a lot of experimenting with that design. Like that design done a lot of shaping for that 1F. For 100%. Sure.
Speaking of that design again and what you just mentioned about having all the iterations of it, from a business perspective, is that a wise thing to do?
Yes and no. Okay. Yes and no, because now I see a lot of brands have a design and kill the colors. Blue, yeah, red, but then I was trying different types of everything all at the same time. So I'll give an example. Let's say, for example, I tried like a 3M print on a whack t-shirt. Then I tried like a silver print on a better t-shirt. So I was basically all the products that I've ever bought out to the ones that I've made it today, like for example, that made in the end t-shirt, etc., all started from like a whack version to now they're at a good version. And it might not even stop at the good, it might still get to great. You understand? But as a designer, my thing is to always improve product. Like, how can we make this tracksuit that's already sick more good? What can we do? Like, looking at the product, taking it apart, putting it back together. Is it the fit? Is it the hoodie? Is it this? Is it that? So it's about improving the products that you have. Because sometimes it's not even about adding. It's just about, okay, we've got smash hits. How do we make sure these smash hits just keep smashing for years and years and years and years? And that's certain brands, for example, Supreme got the box red.
Yeah.
Man, that sells out. They could drop that every Thursday and it's going to sell out.
100%.
And why is that? Because it's an iconic t-shirt. But that t-shirt isn't the same t-shirt that they sold in 1994. It's not. To 2004.
It'll be different GSM now. Better
differently, bro. Yeah. Differently. And it's like I said, it's all about improving products. And that's one thing I'm super strict about. Like, how can we improve the products that we already got? Because sometimes there's nothing wrong with the design. The design's hard, but the design is sitting on a garment that it isn't fixed for. So we now need to find the matching. It's just about matching, bro. What t-shirt works with this? So we need to go create a shape that works with this design. Done. Like,
speaking of improvement, I'm happy you mentioned that because obviously that's something I've noticed about One Figures, and that's something you see with most brands.
Yeah.
Particularly a brand like yours that you said started off as kind of merch.
Mm.
Like, you didn't go in there with the intention of, I'm going to be the biggest fashion designer in the world.
Never.
You just went in with the intention of, I need to sell merch for my party.
Yeah.
So how did you go from that? How did you transition from that to a designer?
Research. Being able to like be this person that is always a student. I knew that what I was doing, I didn't want to throw parties forever. And it was like, okay, how do I now? I didn't even call myself a clothing brand for time, bro.
What did you call it?
It was just
community.
This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. And also, I didn't even like calling myself a designer because I didn't feel like I was qualified to, because I knew people that went to like Central St. Martin's and done the mad thing and actually can cut and shape things and make, you know what I'm saying? So in my head, I was like, I'm just this fixer guy, like. But then I had a conversation with my brother and he was like, actually, no, you're not. You have to understand, you take things from infant to this, to this, to this, to livestock. That's crazy. Whereas some people, they're blessed with the talent of obviously making the shape and cutting it, and then that's just their contribution. But then your contribution is the most important because you're bringing the item to life. So if I'm a designer by that description, then I can say, all right, cool. But again, I feel like improvement's just one of them things, bro. Like, I knew to exist in this fashion thing, I had to have products that can go against some of these streetwear brands. So it was about, okay, cool, what can I do? And, you know, and then this became now a game of like manufacturers, you know, because I had a manufacturer and I still work with them now, luckily, that, you know, was making good things, but weren't making the best things. And I'd be looking around and it's like, oh, how can I get that made? You have to flop bare. Like, I flopped enough times and you can't be shook, yeah, of flopping and losing money because it's an expensive game. But once you find the click, then it's just easy. Not even, I wouldn't even say easy, but then it's easier to produce things. You understand? Like, I can pretty much produce anything we design now because I know what I'm looking for. I know how it's done. We're sending you super specs that you can't get much wrong. Whereas before, I'm working with blanks. So I'm not really working with things that are not mine. Like, we've got one figures blanks now. Do you understand? Like, we know our shape. We know how we want to take it. We know how we want it to fit. We know how we want it to look. So things are easier now. And I didn't feel like a streetwear brand owner or to be able to even say that One Figures is streetwear without even having that. Like, to hang, I feel like you had to have certain accolades. So I had to do a lot of ticking off, a lot of research, a lot of homework to make sure that, you know what, all right, cool. This is our thing now. Like, I can't keep borrowing. Obviously, you can borrow. Don't get twisted. There's brands that borrow. And I've done a lot of borrowing over the years, but I feel like you have to get to a space where it's your thing. Like, I can look at the t-shirt and be like, oh yeah, that's one of mine. Even if it's plain. Yeah, that's my cut. Yeah, that's cool. That's sick. And that's where I felt like it had to get to.
30. Big up your bedroom for saying what you said, man.
Yeah,
Because
bro.
had you not employed that mentality, I don't think One Figures would be where it is today. Because I'm really happy you mentioned that, because I feel like that's a lot of up and coming designers or people who want to get into fashion battle with. And don't get me wrong, there's definitely a conversation around what counts as a real designer, blah, 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 blah. But to your point, the essence I kind of took from it is like, you don't necessarily even have to label yourself, because once you label yourself, that's when you put yourself in a box.
Do you know what I think it is, bro? It's a lot of imposter syndrome. This fashion thing is crazy. Like, there's loads of labels and there's loads of like industry standards that people feel like they have to abide by and do this and do that. And I've been there. Like, I've felt like, oh, I need to drop this for this season and da-da-da. And it's like, again, it's just, it comes with experience and it comes with knowledge and it comes with know-how.
This race is your race. Run it how you see fit. If you feel like you're going to play that game, be ready to play that game. But that game is at an awful, crazy pace. And if you're not fast enough, bro, you're just going to just get left behind, understand? So why not do it your own way, where the pace is chosen by you? You can have more fun. And again, you're building your community. you're building products that you like, that you want to see on people that look like yourself or that match the description of people that buy your stuff. Easy that way. That's just how I saw it. So it's been 10 years, but it's been 10 years of like clarity, knowing, stumbling a lot, loads of stumbles, but standing up and being like, cool, you know what, we got this. This is how we're going to do it, and this is how we like to do it.
I'm so happy you mentioned the 10 years, because now I kind of want to take a look back on the pivotal moments. And speaking of the design and how you kind of spoke about how you kind of got to the point where you felt like One Figures, this is One Figures.
Yeah.
When was that, and what sort of collection or piece embodies that?
I think it was the first pop-up.
2016 in Hackney, when I got an email and it was like, yeah, you got the shop. And it was like, shit, I got the shop. Like, I remember just applying for it and it just being like, oh, yeah, I'll probably get it, I'll probably not get it. And I was like, I remember saying to my brother in the car, like, nah, won't get it. And then we was going somewhere and I was like, oh, I got it.
That's got it.
Damn. And then it was more about proving to myself that I can build this shop from scratch, design wares, have enough stock in the shop, and drive enough traffic to this shop, because it wasn't a party. This was a space where it was designed for people to come and spend money. Although a party is similar, but at least, you know, if you don't want to buy too much drinks, you know, you can listen to music all night. This is a space where you had to come in and buy stuff, or come in and contribute, or come in and, you know, show love in a way. So I think one of the pivotal moments, or that I hold dear, that I kind of felt like, you know what, made this Figures journey more stamped, was that first pop-up. Because the support that I got was like, I remember going yard and thinking, that was crazy. Like, and saying, I remember saying to my mum, like, yo, like, I had bare people at my shop today, you know, like, make sure you're on da-da-da-da. And I remember my mum come, like, and she was like,
Overwhelmed.
like, obviously my mum's always like, she's my G, top. She's always supported, like, whatever. I could say I want to go be a news anchor, go and be a news anchor, do you understand? But like, I think for her, she saw it in the flesh, like, yo, this one thing that my son does is actually the real deal, you know. And it was sick seeing her, like, and she talks to her friends about it. Like, she's all got like, it's like another sales channel. Like,
WhatsApp group.
like, yo, like, yeah, my son's got this, you know what I'm saying? Like, she gets the shots in too, bro. She's top at that. And again, it's just about, you know, having friends and family come and support and view your vision and respect it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure there were super doubters and there was people that probably thought, oh yeah, it's going to collapse and da-da-da-da-da. And I'd say I was a man that tried a lot of things. And looking back, I'm not even mad. Like, but at the time, you can seem like someone that isn't serious because, yeah, you want to do this. Oh, then you want to do that. Oh, then you want to do that. Then you want to do that. But then when that one thing sticks, you've got the experience of trying all them other things. You understand? So you got all them skill sets and you put it together. Come on, bro. Like, there's not much that can go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Direction-wise.
It's so funny you mentioned trying other things, because one of my notes was mentioning all the side missions that you're on.
I'm a top side mission man.
You do bare stuff.
Yeah.
And, and I love the point you made about, like, people always have something to say, but once something works, it's like...
Yeah, then, like, you know, I was with one of the man them today, and it was like, overnight success is overnight success, but the work ain't. Do you understand? The overnight success can happen overnight, literally, but the work didn't happen overnight. Do you understand? There's so much things that people don't see, don't hear, don't view, don't have the pleasure of viewing, that happens to make this quote unquote overnight thing actually even happen. Do you understand? So yeah, man, a lot of hard work, bro.
Yeah, you've grafted, man, no doubt. And another moment I want to speak about is, obviously you had the shop in 2016. When we kind of connected was in 2020.
Yeah.
And I remember that's when you first had like your first studio space, warehouse.
Yes.
So how did that come about? And after you did the shop, after you had the shop, did you then start to feel pressure to, I don't know, evolve the brand to a certain degree?
I spoke about this today on my gram actually.
I think what it was the brand was growing so fast, I couldn't have the stock at my mum's no more.
Mm.
And I couldn't have it at a certain place anymore. So it was like, I need a space where man can just have this space and it's no longer. I remember speaking to Marvin, God rest his soul, that
So man, Fresh Ego
Fresh
Kid.
Ego Kid, and he was breaking down the concept of like bedroom brand and how like you get corporates on side and you need to have a premises and it needs to be somewhere where they can come and see and somewhere you could work out of. You understand? And he put me on that game. You know what I'm saying? I was like, cool. Okay, I need to find somewhere, anywhere. We need to move. And I remember we had a mad shipment coming anyway. So in my head, I was playing silly anyway because I had like about 20 boxes coming to my mum's. I don't know if I was going to pull it on my head. You know what I'm saying? The 20 boxes were supposed to go somewhere. So I was chatting to bro, Sam Fully Paid. And he was like, yeah, I've got this space. I'll ask for you. I think he did some asking. There was no spaces. And then I remember being on like Gumtree and then found this, the spot that he was at. Logged in there, they were like, yeah, when can you move? And I was like, come right now. Paid the deposit, bam, got the room. And yeah, that was cool. When we was in, I remember we had that room and then we had 2 rooms eventually. We was there for about 2.5 years. Yeah.
It's real growth.
Yeah, man. And I feel like a lot of the times when people when people came to visit the space, they were like, yo, this is actually, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? It felt like a 1F museum type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, archive pieces, this, that, blah, 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 you know? And then like I had started doing fittings there. So again, building that direct to consumer relationship. Like you can come in and, you know, get something fitted and tailored to what you want to pay your money to. Do you understand? And I remember we did like a 24-hour shop where like man was in the space for 24 hours. Like anytime you could call the number and you can come pick up a fit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it was good times.
So the man them did shifts or you was in it?
Me. It was me.
What made you want to do that?
I remember because my bro coach actually, and I forgot where we saw the concept, but it was like a 24-hour thing. And I'm a madman. I just like, I could do that. And bro was like, oh bro, but chill, man. I was just like, I could do that. Got a flyer together, bam, got it done, and I tested it. It was mad though,
yeah,
because man was up.
You literally had to stay up for 24 hours.
Man ringing me at 2 in the morning, yo, yeah, I need a new white tee, and you know, but it was a sick experience though.
Yeah,
I won't do it again though. That's
how we say. Too old for that now.
Too old, this man.
But you know what though, Chris? What I'm loving about hearing the stories you're saying is how resourceful you are.
Have to be.
Like speaking. The way you were speaking about the warehouse space you had, the fact you was doing fittings there and whatnot, like I feel like your resourcefulness also shines through in how you've basically marketed the brand. And when I say that, I mean the way you've kind of tied it into music and the type of artists that you've worked with. Like you've made sure to work with the people around you.
Of course.
Why is that so important?
I think it's because we all grow together that way. It's easy to go and, you know, use Popular and do this with Popular and X, Y, and Z with Popular, dinner with Popular, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, when Popular wants to go meet Popular, you're not in the Popular conversation, that's done. Whereas if I'm working with those around me, wherever we go, we're taking each other. It's easier and it's more authentic. It's more original. Every advert we've ever dropped has had original music. All of the music. The people that have been casted in the adverts will have a relationship with myself. Do you understand? We try to make it that intentional because, again, it's a real brand. It's not a made-up brand. It's a brand that has a real story that needs to be told by real people, for real people, whoever is real, quote unquote. Do you understand? So I find that part of the art very important. Do you understand? And it's easier, bro. Like you use a sound that's not your sound and then you pull it up and it gets taken down, you're done. But one of the men that make a track for me, that's not getting taken down. Unless he wants to snake me that day.
Hopefully that never happens. But when it comes to growing the brand, is that something that you want to hold on to in terms of who's involved in the productions and do you know what I mean?
Nah, bro. We done our advert the other day with Single Channel Films, big up Chris.
Big advert, by the way.
Like, thank you, bro. And, you know, I had no super say in much of it.
Yeah.
I allowed them to just do whatever.
Bro, I can't lie, Chris. I can't imagine that.
I felt like this is crazy because I'm in the advert, innit?
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
I was literally treated like one of the characters.
The reason why I couldn't imagine it, because what I know of you and
Yeah.
the energy I gauge from you is that
Yeah.
you're very hands-on.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
a particular vision for things, and it needs to come to life
But
the way
you know what it
you want
is
it to
though,
come to
bro?
life.
I trust people,
Okay.
and I trust smarter people that are smarter than me at different things.
Have you always been like that?
Yeah, bro. Because I feel like, pardon me, I feel like if I try to micromanage, and I don't micromanage because I don't like being micromanaged. So if I try to micromanage anything, whatever that output is only going to be to the highest in my mind. Whereas the highest in your mind could be a sick place. Mine could just be, oh yeah, it's just, you know. But if you go and speak to someone that is actually a filmmaker and they tell you, yellow is this yellow, use that yellow, make sure it's this yellow, and you want to go choose a yellow that looks like a different yellow, bro, what are you doing? Speak to the filmmaker. This is a guy that's a filmmaker. You make clothes, bro. He can't come and tell you about GSM and cuts and patterns and all of these things. So why are you telling them about grading? And do you understand? Trust the people that are good at what they do and allow them to do what they do, and they will carry the ship. But the advert is sick. And the advert is sick because, you know, I worked with someone, partnering up with someone that was able to execute the vision we had together. It wasn't just my vision. I didn't write the script. I didn't have the idea for it. They did. It was just like, they've pitched it to me. I was like, yeah, this is wicked. Go for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
That's a major key, by the way you put it, in terms of what's sick in my mind, what's sick in somebody else's mind.
Bro,
Could be,
100%. Like, because remember, you're only as smart as you are in it. And again, I keep saying you have to be a student. You have to be teachable. You have to be able to learn from other people. Ignorant and stubborn people stop learning. They think because they're at a certain age, the knowledge is done. Like, I've got too much knowledge. Bro,
Big fact.
you won't make no new results.
100%. You've done a few films now, yeah?
Yeah.
What one do you reckon is my favourite?
I think you really like the first one, I think.
Which one was the first one?
The one that we done, the copycat one.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
That's the one with you at the newspaper at the end?
Yeah.
No, but there's another one, you know.
I'm not in it. I'm only into.
Your voice is in all of them.
Oh, the SNS one.
Yes, community games.
Yeah, community games.
How did you know?
I don't know. I just guessed. There's not many. There's only like 3, 4.
But even there's, I think I've seen 4.
There's 4.
But that community games one, obviously, the reason I want to speak about that is because, one, I felt like it was innovative.
Yeah.
Obviously, I love the way it was shot. I love the fact that your voice is in the back. I love how real it was.
Yeah.
The whole collaboration was wicked.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I think represents One Figures. And I think you're able to kind of do things that other people could do.
Yeah.
You just do it earlier. I don't know what you mean when I say that. Like, for example, the money up stuff, right?
Yeah.
Bro, come on. Everybody played that. That's something that's pertinent to so many of us.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen any other brands before you anyway,
Yeah.
immortalize that in a film and a collaboration. Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So how are you able to kind of do that?
Bro, I've had a rich childhood, thank God. Like, and I say rich, not even in financials, but like rich in like experience and being able to go through things and look through things and experience certain things. So my storytelling mind in that aspect, it's just easy to do certain things. And I knew, because I remember I had that design and I put that design on a knitted jumper, and the knitted jumper didn't come out how I wanted to, so it didn't leave. Like I said, if it's not 6, not leaving the lab. So that stayed in the lab. Then big up Connor, SNS. That's my bro. He was just locking in for time and it's just like, yo, when there's an opportunity, we're gonna collab. Opportunity come across, and I was like, I know what to give these, man, because I knew the scope and the eyes that SNS had, and if I can tell a childhood story via this, it's gonna go mad. And again, it's about who it's relatable to, who is it relating to, how is it relating to them, how are they receiving the message, who is it teaching, who's learning about it for the first time. You understand? So that's what I look at when I bring things out and what I do. So again, the talent in the film or in the advert, all talent that I know, you know, Brighter Days, the young boys that make music, that are creative, that are good at sports, that, you know, also played that game. So it's just about teaching tradition and just keeping everything in-house if you can. You know what I'm saying? You get me? A lot of the adverts are shot in the area that I live in or next to the areas that I live in. So it's about keeping it, like I said, I keep saying the word, but authentic. Like, pardon me, it's a real brand. The story is precious, so it needs to be said in the right way. Until obviously it then becomes a brand where, you know, I don't know, I could sell, I could keep, I don't know what happens after, do you understand? But for the early stages, it has to be as strong as ever. Because when people look back, it can't be no bullshit. Like, it can't be, oh yeah, he just done it because he used to throw parties and da-da-da-da. You have to now start adding meaning to what this thing is. Do you understand? And if you allow it to become loose or just to stay loose, bro, a loose screw on the bike falls off.
Facts.
If you don't screw the bike, do you understand? It's not going to be sturdy, bro. The bike's got to be sturdy. It's got to run well. So it's about just, you know, making sure that screw is as tight as ever.
Yeah.
So whoever then goes to buy my bike knows they got a sturdy bike, bro. Proper things. Not no loose bike. When they jump on it, it's going to fall off.
It's so interesting that you use that analogy of the looseness and the tightness, because I obviously love One Figures.
Yeah.
And I love how connected it is to your community, how authentic it is. But I feel like as a designer / brand owner, there's always that pressure there to kind of loosen it a bit
100%.
to appeal to more people.
Of course.
How do you kind of balance that? Like, how do you deal with that? And then, yeah, what sort of actions do you take off of that?
I think, you know, it is, bro. It then goes back to that point where I'm saying improving the products that you've already got. Do you understand? So I can have someone that is, I guess, got top level fashion taste, yeah, and they've come to touch one of the OG tops, and the OG tops are obviously at a certain level. They're gonna want to buy it or want to wear it because of the way it feels. Maybe not the way it looks or what it's got on it, but the taste level of the cut of the shirt, how the shirt feels. Again, I always tell people, the higher GSM doesn't mean that the top is 9. Like, it's about getting the correct weight for your t-shirt season to season. Make sure that the fits sick. I'm not a man that like designs for a group of people. We design what we design. You buy into us. We don't do it the other way. Because I think if you do it the other way, then you're just chasing a stick. Like, you're just chasing. Because then it's like, what are you chasing that to be accepted? Like, until you make this smash hit or this banger, what are you doing? You're just wasting money. We make stuff that we want to make, bro. If you like it, come and buy it. If you don't like it, share the message, push it on to someone else, or do something else with it. So that's how I deal with it in a designer way. It's just about upping the skills that I've learned, materials, cuts, maybe how we push the stuff out, you know, adverts, you know, collaborations. So everything starts to improve, like, skill level wise. But that's the way we do it. Not like, are we going to change the typography so it can sit for a different consumer? Because then I feel like we're begging. Why are we doing that? We've created a lane, stay in that lane. Whoever wants to come in the lane will come into this lane and buy into what we've already got. That's how I see it.
I think that's such a good way to look at it.
But it has to be. It has to be, because once you start doing all of this,
no direction.
Yeah, it gets mad. It gets mad.
Do you know what? With everything you said, I think the collection that represents that to me is is it the New Basics?
New Basics, yes.
I feel like that's the perfect example of what you're trying to say.
Bruh.
Like, I feel like in that collection, you try to move away a bit from like big graphics and stuff, and just simplified things, which is obviously a difficult thing for brands to decide to do, particularly when you're known for.
What's in the New Basics? The tracky black one,
the
grey one,
t-shirt with the.
Then you got like the jacquard sweater, the one with the branding on the neck. I think there's a T in there. Maybe I'm guessing, but yeah, even like with that. So for example, like the jacquard sweater, like, we get a different customer for that. It's not even gender. Like, again, you have to remember, and a lot of people that started following the brand started following it from very early. They've all grown up too, so their style levels also changed. My style levels also changed. So I'm designing to what I feel like the consumer that follows One Figures from 2014 would wear in 2024. In 2014, you might have wore the Goose 94 hoodie.
Which one's that?
The big 1F with the Goose 94 at the back, like a football thing. Yeah. But in 2024, you might wear the jacquard sweater, which is more clean, just got simple branding on the neck. That's it. You understand? Or again, you might want to wear something with more graphic on it. That's still available. Or you might want to wear something that's more subtle. That's also still available. So there's different things, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might want to wear one of the hats that's got heavy branding, or one of the other hats that's got subtle branding. So there's option. I always tell people, go on the website, man. Like, stop asking me. It's all there. Like, we work hard enough and give it to you. Just check it out properly before you make a decision.
So is options, because I was going to ask, so is options basically how you're able to manage appealing to your customers that have been there, whilst also attracting new customers?
Yeah, bro. Option, and that's a thing that we battled with for years, because to have option,
Cost
you gotta
money,
have
bro.
ballot. Pardon me. You gotta have ballot. So it was about, again, how do we now enhance what we already have, being resourceful? How did these products birth new products? Bare products that I got are cousins, bro. You have to
Give me examples. You said cousins. What do you mean?
Okay, so the logo top is cousins with the logo Jackie. Yeah. The jacquard jumper is logos with the jacquard hats. You have to pay attention. We've got the mohair jumper.
Yep.
That's like long lost sisters with the hats. You just have to look at that. That's how I piece the items. You understand? So like, you got like the ocean drive trucker. That's probably like a X of the bloody Nokia T blue thing. But then the blue Nokia T and the what do we call it? The Hours T are like stepbrothers or sisters. Do you understand? So you have to actually look at the products, the stories in the product. Depends how interested you are.
Yeah. How do you garner that interest?
We tell stories in it, so like we try to make sure that the descriptions are well written, and like said in a certain way. But again, it's just about capturing the consumer's imagination the best we can. We can only try our best, but again, I always say to people, the clothes sell themselves. I don't want to be a bullshit tradesman. Oh yeah, we got the toppest. Put my stuff on and it falls apart, dead. Come see the stuff. That's why we're doing loads of pop-ups. We ain't been able to as of recent, because we're trying to do bigger ones. But when we were, the proof was in the pudding.
100%.
Yeah, bro.
I remember when we came to the one in Shoreditch, and you had that sweater. You know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
Was it the paid in full one?
Oh yeah,
no, the money up.
Yeah, exactly. And that was just, I think I bought that out that day because I just wanted everyone to see that the sweater was real. I had loads of messages. Oh, this sweater is not real. You've done this on Photoshop. You've done this. You've done that.
Right, cool.
I remember the girl that was working with me, my little sister's friend, was like, "Yeah, you should bring an exclusive in every day."
That's what you did.
That's what I did. Because I've always got an exclusive. Always.
Yeah, that's how it seems. You're always putting stuff in your story, bro.
Always, bro. Sample a lot.
Yeah, I can tell.
Sample a lot.
What was I gonna say? So where would you say One Figures is at now in terms of where you think you can get to? And the reason I ask it in that way is because we've had 10 years of direction. Do you know what I mean? Like consistent direction. Like One Figures is what it is. Do you know what I mean? As soon as you go in there, the aesthetic is curated. When you have a piece, obviously I've had the tracksuit before. You gave me the Masato jersey. Like I know what a One Figures piece is. Where would you say you are now, and what does the future look like?
I think right now, 10 years feels like rebirth.
It feels like fresh energy. It feels like a lot of the mistakes we made throughout the 10 years won't happen in the next 10. Fingers crossed, God willing. It feels like new opportunity. And like you said, the direction is fully there, fully built. Identity is there. Everything is there. So you know exactly what you're doing or buying when you come. I'd say what it looks like is we'd love to like do some more collaborations, man. Like whether that's a side mission Chris Figures thing or whether that's like a One Figures thing. I'd like to collaborate more and show more of my creative, presence in how I can like dibble and dabble in other things. And I think, join communities. So make sure that, okay, we've got a sick thing here, one figures, but then you've also got a sick thing here. And it's about pushing our sick thing together to make this massive sick thing, you know what I'm saying? Sick maybe isn't even the word, but great thing. So, yeah, man, and again, it's about having another, you know, a better 10 years. Because this 10 years has been tough. Been good, had some real high highs, some real low lows, but thank God, you know, God Almighty, we're still here, we're still relevant to whoever we're relevant to, and we're still pushing. So we need another 10 years that is even stronger than the last, for sure.
I had two questions in my head. That's why I paused for long, because I didn't know which one I was going to ask. But let me just choose one I was originally going to ask. How do you goal set when it comes to the brand? Because naturally, considering the conversation we've had in terms of you telling us how you started the brand, there wasn't necessarily an end goal for it.
Yeah.
And obviously, you've been in the game for 10 years.
Yeah.
You've achieved a lot, but I know,
Yeah.
and you know, you want to achieve so much more. So how do you, I don't know, yeah, how do you deal with everything that's going on?
Personally, I'm a organized person. So again, when I spoke about like reining in the brand, and then I started to realize that, cool, there needs to be structure, there needs to be this, there needs to be that. That's when the planning comes. So I think how we plan for the brand, we tried not to plan too far ahead, because I feel like too far ahead is a bit crazy. Like 3 to 6 month increments. That cool. The next we're trying to do this. Next 12 months we're trying to do that, and then it stops, because you could say you want to do X, Y, and Z in 2 years and maybe crack that in 6 months. Then what then? So for me, it's just about how does the next 6 look like? Cool. We might peep until the next 12. If you want to be mad, we can peep until the next 18, but it stops there.
You understand? So it's just about building these things and building towards things, and I think it's more fun. Obviously, business ain't super fun, or it's not even fun at all, but I think it's more achievable when the time periods are closer, and it puts a little bit more pressure on what's going on, and it makes sure that we get it done on time. So
Yeah, no, that's a good answer, man.
That's how I try to
And
do it.
I was gonna say, you kind of alluded to this before, but obviously 10 years now is a great moment to lay down the gauntlet.
Yeah.
So in the next 10 years, in what, 2034, on what's the date today? August the what?
13th, but August 14th is the day. So it's
Okay,
tomorrow.
so August 14th.
Yeah.
What is One Figure's gonna have achieved by then? What are we gonna see?
Bro, I need my own Arsenal top, bro.
Yeah?
You know what I'm saying? I need my own Arsenal top for sure. Or my own Arsenal satin.
Mm.
Arsenal need to shout at me. But like I said again, we're gonna have top collaborations with like some sick tastemakers. You know, we would have expanded a bigger European presence. You want a sick North America presence also. We got a sick North America presence. And yeah, bro, like I can't tell the future, but the future feels good. It feels great. So it's just about continuing to step in the way that we step, how we step, and keep pushing. Understand? Because I feel like if I sit here and I say, oh, by 2025 we should da-da-da-da, it kind of kills the element of what's going on. And also being honest on camera, sometimes it's great to kind of not know the unknown, because I don't fear it. It could all, you know, da-da-da-da if it had to, but then I'm not afraid of rebuild. I've had to rebuild 10 times in 10 years. Do you understand? You cannot be afraid to rebuild, because every time you rebuild, the barriers get stronger. You learn more, you know more, you push more. So yeah, man, like, trust. There's a lot to look forward to for sure.
Hey, bro, that's a wicked answer.
Sick.
That was such a Chris answer as well.
I can only be Chris, bro.
Like you've been saying the whole
You know what I'm
comment.
saying? I can only be Chris, bro.
So, do you know what? That's a good way to kind of wrap up the One Figures part.
Yeah.
Now, I just kind of want to speak more to Chris.
Yeah.
And speak about, obviously, naturally, this will be connected to One Figure as well. But over the past 10 years, what would you say has been the most important thing you've learned? One, as Chris, and also as running a brand, as a brand owner.
There's a few things. I'll wrap it up. Don't take failure to heart. Learn to fail quick. Like, don't dwell on the failure. Like, and also, I can't say embrace failure because you sound like a loser, but the failure thing is something you're gonna hear more than you're gonna hear your positives. So like, don't allow that to then now warp this vision that you've got. You know what I'm saying? Don't take things personal. We spoke about that off air. Like, taking things personal take too much time. You know, it gives too much energy to the wrong things when you're supposed to be focusing energy on the correct things. Be a nice human. You have to be a nice human. If you don't know how to be a nice human at the age you're at now, crazy, seek something, seek help, seek therapy, seek God. Because, you know, like, there's one thing about being an adult, being a rude adult, an adult that can't communicate. No one wants to do business with you, bro. I do not have time to sit with people. Yeah, I had to sack off a manufacturer yesterday because the person cannot speak. It's always and it's like, bro, I don't speak in barking, bro. Like, speak to me properly or we're not doing business. So yeah, like, and have a clean name, bro. Again, like, I've been able to do business okay for 10 years with exactly the same people that I started with at the start. Still got one of the same designers, still got about 3-4 of the same manufacturers. You know what I'm saying? So just about cutting true and being like pure, if you can be. You know, that comes easy to some people, but some people have to learn it. But I would recommend learning it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Chris, I'm so excited for you, man.
I'm excited for me too, bro.
I'm really excited, and I'm so grateful that, like I said at the beginning, I'm so grateful that we've had this conversation when we've had it.
Yeah, no, facts.
Like, because it's so funny, because, you know, Chris, when we chatting, bro, and you always say, just wait, wait. And then as soon, you just, what did you say? I'm ready. I think that's the message you sent me.
Because, you know, it is. I've been sitting here like that, sitting at home the whole year thinking, yeah, like 10 years feels great. So I'm going to come see the man them and have this chat because I've got a lot to say now. I felt like before, when I was speaking midway through the journey and it didn't feel like, so it's not complete, but it feels like we're at a pivotal moment now 100%. That I can speak about a backlog of things. Whereas if I'm speaking with things whilst I'm doing it, I don't feel like I'm getting it resolved. I'm just speaking about it. So it's about closing them doors, ticking them boxes, and then coming to say, you know what? This is what I got to say, type thing.
And you definitely said it. We could have spoke for longer. I can't lie, bro. Because how long were we speaking for? What, like an hour and a half? Yeah, like, exactly.
Is it an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. No, bro, time flies, bro.
Crazy.
Because obviously, as we was talking, there's so many things I could have went to in more detail, but there's always going to be more time for conversation.
Definitely, bro, man. We'll be back.
And considering everything you said coming up, like, I'm excited to talk about those things.
Yeah.
Because the level you've been doing things at, I can just picture the type of stuff you're going to do, bro.
Yeah, bro. God willing.
Bro, I'm not, honestly, man. Honestly, Chris.
My brother. Every single time. Come on.
So, as you know from watching the episodes, watching the podcast, you basically kind of answered these things before. That was my fault for asking you the question. But if you could give one piece of advice to the next generation of up-and-coming fashion designers or anybody who wants to get into fashion, what would it be?
Take your time. Take your time. Save your money. Don't listen to people that haven't been in the shoes that you're looking to step into. And I say that in the most gentlest way because you will have the maddest person saying that you're not able to do nothing, but that person hasn't done nothing forever, anytime, has never accomplished nothing, has never tried anything. But their words could be so deafening and painful to you that you could just stop. But if you spoke to the right person, they could have uplifted you and you could have been to the moon. So be careful about who you take advice from and try to have fun, man. Business is stressful, bro. Like, I had no grades. Actually, I had grades, but now I got bad grades.
What, at the beginning?
I've always had a patch, but now I got hella grades. I have to claim
Hey,
it.
that's wisdom, bro.
Nah, no. My mom says it all the time.
Come on, bro. That's wisdom.
For sure.
Hey, you spoke from the heart with that answer, bro.
Nah, definitely, bro, because that's real life. That's real life. Like, I've had some really shit advice, and it could have done this, you know, but you have to, again, rein yourself in and see what the bigger picture is, speak to the right people, you know, have the right people around. Not everybody has the best intentions, and you will be able to fish that out for yourself. So, yeah, man.
Chris, shake my hand again.
My brother.
Fantastic conversation.
My brother. Love.
Well worth the bloody wait, mate.
I know. Trust.
Oof. I feel like I've been waiting for 2 years.
That's it.
No, I swear down. I swear down. But honestly,
Hey, bro,
thank you
it's
so much, bro. If you could just look into this camera, tell them where to find you, where to find the brand.
Chris Figures on all platforms. The brand onefigures.com. One Figures on all platforms. Yeah, wicked.
And you know where to find us. Well, first of all, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. You know where to find us. WMTV_LDN on Instagram, YouTube, wherever. But yeah, as I always say, keep it locked.